Ballyhoo, ballyhoo. The Passion Project continues. My name is Remedy Robinson. I'm a linguist, author, and a lifelong fan of all things clever. And this is an appreciation. This is an exploration of linguistics, language, and fancy dinner party scenes worthy of Louis Buñuel, as framed by the peerless poetry of the modern-day master, Elvis Costello. Today's slow drag is with Man Out of Time from Imperial Bedroom, released in 1982. The songwriting is credited to Elvis Costello. It's a famous piece, a quasi-sophisticated piece that racks up idiom after idiom as it flows by. Even if the exact meanings might not be clear at first, this worldly piece brings a spectacular view of a twilight world. So this is where he came to hide when he ran from you, in a private detective's overcoat and dirty dead man's shoes. It's not surprising that an Elvis Costello piece filled with melodic harmony would start with a deficit of clarity. It puts the listener on the back foot with its dissonant yet declarative statement. This is where he came to hide when he ran from you. It suggests it's set down in the subjective first person masquerading as the objective third person. Either way, the person didn't seem to run far enough, as they've just been captured. The structure of this verse will present itself again throughout the piece. In fact, there will be 3 equal instances of verse, verse, bridge, chorus. Each verse contains an alternate rhyme scheme, with most rhymes coming on the second and fourth lines, as in you and shoes from this first verse. While it doesn't appear to happen overtly very often between Elvis Costello songs, it's wholly conceivable that the private detective's overcoat is a slight update on the allusion to watching the detectives. A dead man's shoes is a British idiom that expresses a situation, such as a difficult to secure job when times are tight, where someone senior must die before someone else is able to take their place. Think Prince Charles, for example. The dirty part, well, that's just a bit of classic idiom busting, so prolific in most of the songs on Imperial Bedroom. The pretty things of Knightsbridge, lying for a minister of state, or a far cry from the nod and wink here at Traitor's Gate. Here again we have another alternate rhyme scheme, with the rhyme falling on the second and fourth lines, state and gate. Knightsbridge, minister of state, Traitor's Gate. This sort of grouping will take place in subsequent verses as well. Knightsbridge is an upper middle class area of London, nestled near Belgravia and Hyde Park. A minister of state is said to be a junior minister who assists other ministers in such duties as operations and public protection. Traitor's Gate is located on the Thames River at the Tower of London. The entrance, only accessible by boat, is now closed due to the rising water table, but the words "Entry to the Traitor's Gate" can still be seen over the bricked-up arched passageway. "'Cause the high hill he used to be has been ground down, and he listens for the footsteps that would follow him around." After the first 2 verses comes this bridge, 2 lines that rhyme. The imagery of a ground down high heel and footsteps meld into a chilly noir back alley scene. The paranoia seems to be embedded in these lines. To murder my love is a crime, but will you still love a man out of time? much like the screaming intro and outro of the song itself. I've puzzled over this chorus for years now. It's evocative, to be sure, but if you were to lift it from the piece entirely, would the rest of the piece still stand? I argue that it would, albeit with less of a clear understanding of the title itself. How does love and the absence of time complement each other? It makes me happy to confess that I have no idea how this maddening little chorus fits into the rest of the piece. There's a tuppenny halfpenny millionaire looking for a fourpenny one, with a tight grip on the short hairs of the public imagination. A tuppenny halfpenny, or twopence, millionaire is another British idiom. It means to pretend to be rich when you're hard pressed to find even a penny. Conceivably, a fourpenny millionaire is in roughly the same situation as the twopenny one, only with slightly more cachet. We've all seen the type. They litter up reality television with their silly little designer clothes and attitudes. In this verse, note that it maintains the alternate rhyme scheme, only it comes on the first and third lines, millionaire and hair. This is a so called violation of the rhyme scheme. Still, to my way of thinking, the structure is showing much restraint. But for his private wife and kids, somehow, real life becomes a rumor. Days of Dutch courage, just 3 French letters, and a German sense of humor. Framed around the alternate rhyme scheme of rumor and humor. This verse resembles the second verse with its list of 3 Dutch, French, German. Dutch courage, as in the confidence garnered from drinking, 3 French letters, as in assent, oh oui, and a German sense of humor, as in grim pleasure in others' pain. Or at least that's what it meant before 1990. Mr. Google tells me that's when the notion of comedy changed a bit, at least in popular culture. It's an unscientific poll, of course, but if I had to guess what one of Mr. Costello's most quoted lines are, I'd guess it was real life becomes a rumor. He's got a mind like a sewer and a heart like a fridge. He stands to be insulted, and he pays for the privilege. This bridge is quite faithful to the bridge that came before it, in the same vein as a ground down high heel, yet it's somehow an opposite view of that, speaking poetically of a dirty mind and a cold heart. The other side of the footprints that followed him around is something entirely encouraged and welcome. He stands for the privilege. The biggest wheels of industry retire shop and short, and the after dinner overtures are nothing but an afterthought. The biggest wheels are those with great power, much like a titan of industry. Is this a bit of idiom busting? Sharp and short puts us in mind of the familiar alliterative idiom short, sharp, shock, meaning a speedy and effective punishment, only rearranged and missing the shock. I'd wager that this is a bit of idiom busting as well, and the use of prepositions after and over as a way to anchor what happens when drinks are had all around. As for this list of 3 as seen above, I'd consider industry, overtures, and afterthought the same sort of tenuous grouping worthy of a lingering thought. And as for the alliterative rhyme on the second and fourth lines, short and afterthought, particularly if you drop the R in short. Somebody's creeping in the kitchen. There's a reputation to be made. Whose nerves are always on a knife's edge? Who's up late, polishing the blade? I've always found this verse to be a bit of upstairs, downstairs, as evidenced by creeping around in the kitchen after dinner, being somewhere one shouldn't be. As for our list of three, there are a few to choose from. I see creeping, reputation, and polishing, but there's also kitchen, knife's edge, and blade. Again, the alternate rhyme falls on the second and fourth lines, made in blade. Love is always scarpering or cowering or fawning. You drink yourself insensitive and hate yourself in the morning. Love is always running away, as in, this is where he came to hide when he ran from you. Love is always a bit of a scaredy cat, as in, real life becomes a rumor. Love is always a cloying people pleaser, as in lying for a minister of state, or even a tuppenny, halfpenny millionaire looking for a fourpenny one. Drinking yourself insensitive could be how he came to be standing to be insulted. The final bit of the last line, and hate yourself in the morning, that isn't an idiom, that's a universal truth. To murder my love is a crime, but will you still love a man out of time? Dig it. Again, this has been a slow drag with Man Out of Time from 1982's Imperial Bedroom. It's a journeyman piece of writing that follows a rigid structure of its own making, past its mere alternate rhyme scheme. The verses contain little lists and puzzles. The bridges seem to take on different personas. It's a hell of a lot to ask for 250 words. As mentioned, I don't know where the chorus fits into the grand scheme of this piece. I just know it's fun to continue to puzzle over it. If you have a better understanding than I do, please let me know. And that's it for today's slow drag, my friend. Thank you for listening. Other gems from Imperial Bedroom that I've done slow drags with is episode 14, Silly Beggars Can't Be Choosers. It's a slow drag with Pidgin English. And episode 31, Verbal Gymnastics. It's a slow drag with The Loved Ones. In addition to writing and producing this podcast, my first book is available. The Most Terrible Time in My Life, ends Thursday, is starting to garner some great attention, so find it on Amazon. It's an ebook and paperback versions. Give it a read, rate it, review it, and then spread the word. I'm well into my second book now and would love even more attention for this wonderful little book. I'm on social media. Just search for my name, Remedy Robinson, on Instagram, or search for the name of my podcast, Slow Drag with Remedy. I'm also on Twitter at Slow Drag Remedy. Give me a follow. Say hello. I follow back. Also, please visit slowdragwithremedy.com for companion blogs, transcripts, and other useful information. Please take the time to give us a 5-star rating, especially on Apple Podcasts. As always, thank you for helping to get the word out about this little passion project. Truly, it means the world. So, until next time, adieu, my little ballyhoo. Slow drag with